The original name for America is Tamarika, not Turtle Island. Goofy Moors and Dane, Calloway, and Aboriginal power. It ain't no Turtle Island. I know what you're saying. I know it looked like a turtle. Okay. But it ain't the original. I'm going to show y'all. The ancient Egyptians and Cushites came over here. The 25th dynasty, the first dynasty, the third dynasty, and the fourth dynasty. We could trace straight, even Uxum. We could trace the Uxumites in America. Facts. We got the artifacts to prove it. Facts. So I want to ask y'all, and I'm going to show y'all right quick. Since it's called Turtle Island, and I asked, just like I was talking to the Mexicans and the Latins and all that, what language did y'all ancestors speak? They spoke an African language. Facts. So the name of America was named after Taharka. And I'm going to show y'all. Now, 4,600 years ago, what was going on in Africa? Africa was being invaded. This is the time of the 25th dynasty. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why I say 4,600 years, you know, the 25th dynasty is 26,000 BC. And Africa is being invaded at that time. And if you look at the 2,000 years, it's 4,600 years. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to add both of them together. Okay. Now, so the Cushites called their land Tarseti. And the Tarsetians, they got that from the Tarsetians. Now, the Nubians, which are also Cushites, I told y'all these names be for the name certain lands and certain peoples. You see what I'm saying? But it be just for certain times in the chronology. But the land Tarseti mean the land of Set. Tameri mean land of gods. You see what I'm saying? So, like I was talk about the other day, the word ka and ta. You see them key. You see what I'm saying? So now Tameri mean uh land, harvest, spirit. Cause Ta mean land, Mary mean harvest or the sun, and then Ka means spirit, named after Taharka. Now, Taharka name is Ta Har Horus Ka spirit. You see what I'm saying? Ta land of horror spirit. Now, Tamarika is America. You see what I'm saying? Now, named after Taharka. This is 4,600 years ago. Now, this before even the Olmec. You see what this around? So let's see. Now the Olmec is 5642. So this is 1,000 years before the Olmec. You see what I'm saying? In the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar is 314014, which is the time of the first Egyptian dynasty. It's 14 years, 3100 BC is 14 years, 3114 is 14 years after the establishment of the first Egyptian dynasty. Narmanim. You see what I'm saying? And even at that time, they making voyages. They brought the calendar to America. That's not why you think Bess is in the middle of the Egyptian calendar. You see what they got? Egyptian Nubian culture. You see what I'm saying? And it's, if you look at the Mayan Codex, they talking to the African priests. But at this time, they in power. But the Africans is bringing the knowledge to the Americas of pyramid building, spirituality, the worship of the sun. That's facts. Because they have the same, because this is linguistics. They have the same language. In the Mayan Codex, the word for land is Ta. And when you look at let's see, when you look at the Mayans, it's still Ta. It's still Ta. You see what I'm saying? It's Ta America. This is thousands of years before some Turtle Island. That come with the Moors and You know, the so-called indigenous, no, not indigenous Americans, the what you would call the red man. That come with them. Y'all mixing up times and histories. Y'all don't even. That's why y'all don't never get no dates. Notice the Aboriginal Dane, Calloway, and all them. They never give no dates. You see what I'm saying? Or show no artifacts. Where y'all artifacts at? Because we know that the Aboriginals left Africa 70 to 100,000 years ago. Facts. And they come from East Africa. And the people that listen to me now, and they show and they say, "Oh, this the out of Africa theory." But what you don't understand that it's flurries of African people leaving at different times. That's why I say from 70,000 years ago to 120,000 years ago, because it's flurries of people going all over the world. Now I agree with you that we the first original people on all lands, but Africa is the cradle. It's the center of the earth. You think man would develop more in the Americas or Mexico or something like that? Whether they the Africa, Africa is the center of the earth, the closest to the sun, where man can thrive without no clothes, which means you can sleep outside. And that means fruit's gonna be on the trees, which means you ain't gotta look for nothing to eat, cause there you go. Peanuts, animals running everywhere. So you can start out quicker because you don't have to think about hunting or nothing to eat or nothing like that. You can start thinking of higher sciences. That's how they built the pyramids, because they didn't have to think about nothing to eat and none of that. You see what I'm saying? That's how they leaped everybody. And then African people are the oldest people. And then another thing, you know, if y'all want to throw away the out of Africa theory, I'm talking to the so-called Aboriginals in America and Aboriginal power and what's the girl name? Whatever her name is. All of these Indian thinking, head dress wearing Negroes over here in America trying to poison the mind of black people. Show me something older in America than in Africa. Show me a body. Show me a body older than the ones in Ethiopia and in South Africa. That's millions of years old. You ain't nothing in America, no me. They find stuff over here, be maybe 100,000. Now they don't do it 100,000 maybe, and then that's the oldest you got. The oldest people, oldest civilization over here is the Olmec, and they African, and they're whether y'all want to say they African mixed with, because I hear the BBC will say they Africans mixed with Aboriginals. Well, the Aboriginals are Africans. Just because you leave Africa and you gone for 70,000 years or 100,000 years, you still African. That don't make no sense. What is y'all talking about? See, you see all these dates and numbers I'm giving y'all. They never do that. Why they never give y'all the date of the Mayan calendar? Because it matched with the date of the first dynasty of Egypt. So, Taharka. Taharka is the general of the Phoenicians. Facts. They navies of the Egyptians. Now at this time, the Phoenicians, it's 2600 BC. And you see them sending their navies out to different lands because they being invaded heavily by Greece, Rome, and then uh, Hyksos, Assyrians, Hittites, then Greeks and Romans again. So they had to find somewhere to go. And we can show you the ships that they came over here in. We can show you the artifacts in America that match the ones in Africa. So they being built in America, revering Africa. That's facts. So whether you want to say Aboriginal or not, you can't cut Africa out the deal. Because Africa is the original place. Ain't nothing. The Pyramid of the Sun, where is it at? I got it over. I got the date of the Pyramid of the Sun over here in America. 1200 AD. And then you go to the Red Pyramid in Africa in Dashur. I think that's what it is. 2600 BCE. That's thousands and 4,000 years before anything over here in America. So you got to bring your facts, Dane, Calloway, and Aboriginal crew. Okay?